Welcome back to another video in this playthrough for GMT Games Prime Minister. We are playing the Clockwork C2 scenario, climbing the Greasy pole, and with that we will just jump right back into the action. So we are into the home stretch here. We have passed the 90 VP threshold, and I figure I maybe have 2 turns left, maybe 3 at the outside, depending on bill passage or how this election goes. So having passed 90 victory points, that leads to a few adjustments to how the 2 Clockwork politicians are going to play. They're not going to hold supporter cards, no hold for election anymore, and they're really not going to do things to change the electorate. And they are going to accept actions against bills that are outside of attack range if no bills are within attack range. Now, what's interesting is this is exactly the moment where I need to be like raising those things, but I'm not going to be able to count on Aberdeen to do it. But on the other hand, the Prime Minister isn't going to be doing much of it either. So maybe I can sort of make something happen here by doing it by myself. So anyway, let's get started. So this bill, just to remind ourselves where we are, this bill is currently at 310. So that is within his attack range. So his first action is going to be to debate that down. His second action is going to be, again, to debate that down. Now it is at 290. See, this is where this is just unfortunately inefficient for me to win this game is... Again, I really needed him campaigning, and instead he wasted his time on a bill. So with his next action, he's not going to debate it. He's not going to mess with standing because he still has a lead of 3. Because of the endgame adjustments, he's not going to campaign in Scotland. That's maybe a little bit unfortunate. So it sort of depends on what supporter card we draw here, I guess. If he gets a good supporter card, I won't be worrying about it. That would be considered futile. That would be considered, well, turns out he's going to do what he would have done anyway. So we're going to basically campaign in Scotland. So we go up in Scotland. So that takes us to there. Well, we're starting to reel him in a little bit, and hopefully he won't do much campaigning either. Okay, so my turn. And I am going to spend my time hobnobbing here because we are pegged on all of my sectors, and so I can spend 2 cubes to campaign in any sector, but we can't afford to be going up 1 at a time. So I'm going to be hobnobbing and hoping I get some decent results. So this is our first supporter card, which is the Princess of Wales. So I can drop someone standing or drop someone with the middle class. So I think I'm going to be dropping the Liberals with the middle class. So that will take them down 3. That will take them down to there. Oh, yeah, we're actually getting close here. Ooh. And I can either go up 1 with the Conservatives, or I can shift the balance of that and go down with the Liberals. So I'm going to just hold that card. Oops. I'm going to just hold that card because it might be useful later. It's not really useful right now. Well, so hypothetically, if he doesn't end up raising the election projections, we are within kind of an uncertainty card of shifting the government. So let's see what he does. Sorry, I spent my second one hobnobbing. So first things first, an event for the Prime Minister. If his standing is greater than 9, or equal to 9, it is, and his highest bill is greater than 320, it is not. So it is not. So now he is not going to debate this bill because the best he can do is he can get it to 320, and that is not passable from there, or it's not the solo player won't take that chance anyway. So that is futile. He will, let's see, accept action against bills that are outside attack range if no bills are within attack range. So while that is true, I think I'm going to say that the just because it seems logical, the rule that you know, at the end of the turn, he's not just going to waste his actions, you know, debating a bill that he can't get up anyway. So he's not going to campaign because, again, because of these adjustments, he's not going to campaign, and so he's going to draw a supporter card. So the first, so unfortunately for me, he's going to raise himself in the middle class, undoing all that fine work that we did. That is truly unfortunate. I think that's probably going to be the end of the game. He will not hold this card, and he wouldn't anyway because it is an election turn. So can either drop us in liberals or conservatives, or I mean, technically, so I should treat these both as futile. Again, just a reminder, skip options on supporter card unless all other options are futile. Well, technically, this is futile also. So he's going to liberal conservative. So I think, I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter. So he's going to do that first one. So he's going to drop himself in the liberals. He'll drop us in conservatives. It has no relative effect. It stays the same. And then his third action is going to once again be, you know, technically this is no longer futile because the liberals have just moved down, but it's futile based on the end game adjustment. So he's going to fall through to this. So this is so these are all futile, or these are, you know, so let me just look at what happens. Us down in Ireland, him down in Gentry. That would take him down by 3 and us down by 3 if he did that. Or if he took us up in farmers and him up in workers, that would be his best bet because that will cause him to go up by 2. And that will basically put this election outside of the reach of a uncertainty card, I believe. So, okay, that's disappointing. I think those 2 supporter cards just cost me the game. Unfortunate. Okay. So we are now, he is now going to resolve this bill. It is going to fail. So that is going to drop his standing by 1. He is now down to only 2 cubes. The opposition leader is not going to go up because he is at the maximum. So with that, we have no bills on the board. We can no longer postpone elections. So we're going to hold an election. So we're going to shuffle and draw an uncertainty card, and it is a +4. So that takes him to 351. So he gets 350. So basically that all stays the same. Now his split, he has 170, 190. So he has 190 partisans, which gives him 160, moderates. So that is the end of that turn. Okay, so we've adjusted VPs. We have given the action cubes out. The Prime Minister is now, because he's only got 8 standing, is down to 2 action cubes. So now it is over to bill selection. So I'm going to start by drawing my 2 bills. And I think we're going to go ahead and we're going to put this moderate bill in there because, once again, I don't believe he's going to be choosing moderate bills. He, you know, with only 160 moderates and 190 partisans, he's not going to, very likely not going to choose that. So we're going to draw these 3 cards out. We have 3 left in this deck, and then we're going to return those and draw 2 more from the ones that have not been selected or passed. So these moderate bills, once again, are going to be easy. We're going to get rid of them because they are outside of his selection range, which leaves just the Cruelty to Animals Act, the Libel Act, and the Vaccination Act. So the Cruelty to Animals Act starts life with 360. It's going to be very hard to prevent this from passing. Oh, and that's just not good. He gets a pretty good reward for that. The Libel Act starts at 0, so that's at 350. And the Vaccination Act starts down here. It's at 340. So that is Bill's selection. So the situation right now is he's going to pass a bill and he's going to move to 97. And then when the turn moves, he's going to get 4 victory points. So quite literally, there is nothing I can do at this point to stop him from winning outside of stopping him from passing a bill, which I don't think is going to happen. But let's see. All right, so our Clockwork politician, he is going to debate a bill. Unfortunately, yeah, see, this is just, he's going to debate. So he'll debate, let's see, probably this bill because it has the lowest. So that will take it down to 330. This action will take it down to 320. This action will take it down to 310. Then it is my turn, and I can debate one down by 30. That would take this bill down to 330. But then this bill is at 350, so it's an automatic pass. Or I can take this down to 320, but then this bill is an automatic pass. So yeah, so at this point, there's nothing I can do to prevent him from gaining 2 VPs from this, and then 4 VPs at the beginning of the turn for the fact that he's the prime minister. So unfortunately, we lose the game. But I gotta say, I had a ton of fun losing the game. It's definitely, the Clockwork opponent definitely puts up a fight. I feel like the biggest problem I had is my opposition leader just wasn't really that helpful. He spent quite a bit of time doing things that I think were really inefficient. So one of the things I need to think about is whether or not maybe I need to try to nudge things out of his attack range in order to get him to do more campaigning. We'll see. Maybe I'll play this again. Maybe I won't. But anyway, I appreciate you joining me for this playthrough of Prime Minister from GMT Games, and playing the one of the Clockwork scenarios. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you're enjoying the series, the entire playthrough series, and the channel. Definitely leave comments if you notice that I did anything wrong in the video, but also if you have suggestions for, say, games that you'd like to see featured on the channel, or for improvements that you think I could make to the channel. And we will see you in the next video on Agility Snip's Gaming Table.